There's big things that are happening on the planet right now. Right now, there are big, powerful shifts that are happening that will forever change the entire planet. And this is not going to happen again in this way. It may happen in different ways, but this is the first time that something like this has actually happened. There's a huge shift happening collectively with all of the humans that are on this planet happening all at once. This has never happened before in this way. There is a huge, powerful shift happening on the planet right now. And a lot of people know what's going on, but a lot of people don't know what's going on. So in this video, this is going to be a 2020 massive awakening collective energy update to inform you on what's actually happening on the planet right now, because there's a huge shift happening. It can make the process a lot easier when you really understand what's happening. Now, can I prove any of this? Not necessarily, but this is what I feel is happening in the collective, and this is what a lot of people feel as well. So if you resonate with this video at any point, I want you to hit that like button. Also, if you're new to this channel, what I want you to do is to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, because I do post a new video every single day. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one to let go of your ego and reprogram your subconscious mind to align with your life purpose and your vision, especially right now at this time, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation to see if you're a good fit for the coaching program. So you got to realize that there's a huge shift happening right now. Huge shift. This is bigger than anything that's ever happened. There's collectively a lot of shifts happening, and a lot of energy is being brought up to the surface. There's a lot of things that are being brought up to the surface right now that a lot of people don't particularly want to be dealing with in this moment. There's a lot of things that are coming up that are being processed and dealt with, and a lot of people are prepared, a lot of people aren't, but either way, it's coming up. And that's the thing, is that whether you're ready or not, the shift is happening, and all these emotions are coming to the surface. What kind of emotions am I talking about? I'm talking about fear. I'm talking about fear purging through the collective right now. There's actually fear coming up in the collective, and it's coming through our bodies, and a lot of people are actually experiencing all this fear, and you could perceive this in a negative way, but I'm going to be sharing with you an alternative perspective that allows you to see that at the surface this might seem bad, but what's happening is that all these things are being brought up to the surface. All these negative things are happening, these negative things, to actually allow us to purge them and move on to the next level, to move on to the next level of the awakening and what the planet is really meant to experience collectively. You see, a lot of people all around the planet have been experiencing what you may call a spiritual awakening. And what I believe is that this is a beautiful opportunity for the entire planet to go deeper into who they really are and to really connect with their truth. Now, can I prove this? Absolutely not. But is it true that everyone's in isolation right now? And that's a beautiful opportunity to actually learn about who you really are and feel more into your emotions than we've ever been able to feel. Because the nature of this whole situation is actually bringing us closer together and actually bringing us closer to ourselves. It might seem like it's separating us, but what's really happening is that we're coming closer to who we really are, which then allows you to connect with others at a deeper level as well. So what's happening, in my opinion, and by the way, I can't prove any of this, this is my intuitive feeling, this is what I feel is happening, and I know that a lot of you watching this feel the same thing. There's a fear being purged through the planet right now. There's a collective fear actually coming up to the surface and being purged through us, through every single human being. Now, a lot of people are going to resist this process. And you know what's funny is actually I recorded a video called 2020 World Predictions a couple months back. And I had an intuitive feeling that there's going to be a collective event that happens. where there's going to be collective awakening. And I felt that intuition, and now I think that it's actually happening. Now I think that the collective awakening that I predicted, that I felt in my heart was happening in the year of 2020, is actually happening right now, not in the way that we expected. I even predicted that there may be things happening on the news. I wasn't specific, but I did know that something was coming. And now I feel like this is the beginning to the next level in humanity. Now, these are some outrageous claims. I get it. These are some bold, outrageous claims that I cannot prove, but a lot of these things cannot be proven. It's a feeling that you have in your heart. I'm not here to prove to you what's happening on the planet. I'm telling you that there's a shift in consciousness that a lot of people are going through, and it's actually starting to happen collectively, is what I feel in my heart. What I feel in my heart is that there's a collective awakening happening, and that this is a beautiful opportunity to go deeper. Now, can I prove this? Because I don't believe that things happen by accident. I think that things happen for a specific reason, and this as well. And, you know, there's a lot of situations that happen in life where we feel like it's very negative. It's very negative on the surface, but if you look a little bit deeper, there can always be a lesson to learn with stuff like this. So, you know, can I prove this? Not necessarily. I can't prove this, but what I can say is that this is in fact a beautiful opportunity to feel deeper into who you really are and connect to who you are. Now, I think that it's happening for a reason, but even if it's not, which I think it is, this is bringing up emotions. And those emotions can connect you deeper with spiritual awakening. They can connect you deeper with who you really are. Because you got to realize awakening doesn't happen in comfort. Awakening happens when you actually face adversity, not only at the individual level, but also at the collective level. That's how it works. Awakening is not just about individually awakening. This is a collective awakening. Like, if people can individually awaken to their egos, why can it not happen at a collective level? Why not? Why can that not happen? I think that it's happening now. I think that there's a massive awakening happening now. And collectively, people are facing adversity to then wake up to who they really are, to wake up to who they really are. And you got to realize that this is how it works individually. And if this is how it works individually, why would it work any different collectively? Why would it be any different? Why would a collective awakening manifest in a completely different way than an individual awakening? It's always going to be something that brings up adversity. It's always going to be something that brings up fears and worries and uncomfort. Now, does uncomfort have to mean resistance? Absolutely not. Uncomfort doesn't have to mean resistance. Uncomfort just means that things are coming up, but you do not have to resist that uncomfort. The mind creates all of that resistance. And that's what people are beginning to realize, is that their minds, it's like, wait, there's actually something deeper going on here. There's actually something much more powerful that's going on here than what we thought. Because people are questioning the old system. People are questioning the old system. The world is collectively facing so much darkness coming up in their system, and they're feeling all these emotions, all these negative things, all these fears, all these worries, questioning their own belief systems, questioning the structures, that they're noticing that the old structures kind of aren't working anymore. The old structures that used to work aren't working anymore. And that's how a shift happens. You got to realize that this may seem negative on the surface, but what's happening is that the old structures have to be peeled away and removed to build the new structures. You see, systems are meant to be broken. Systems are meant to be broken. Systems are not meant to be working forever. The systems work, and then eventually it's time to let them go. And that's what's happening now, is a letting go of the old systems, is a letting go of the old structures, the old paradigms, the old way of being. That all has to be let go. And that can seem like a huge negative thing at first, but then once you move through to the other side, what happens is that you move deeper to love, to awakening to who you are, and now people are more loving, you're more connected. So what may seem negative at the surface and at the beginning of this process, in my opinion, will lead to a lot of growth. And some people won't grow. Some people stuck on the other end of this whole spectrum will not grow, and they'll go deeper into that negative spiral, and that's the truth. I hate to say those words, but this is why it's critical that you connect deeper to who you really are right now. And you can either go into the direction of the light or the darkness. You choose. It's literally your choice at this point. And the people that are stuck in the darkness, it will be tough for those people. It will be tough because they're not going to be, it's going to be tough until they realize it doesn't have to be. But while they're resisting, it will be tough. You got to get closer to the light. You got to get closer to the other side where things are going to be beautiful. But there's going to be a facing of darkness before that happens. And it's going to be very difficult for a lot of people, even for a lot of people that are conscious of what's happening. There's a huge shift and a lot of darkness is coming up. So the people that aren't able to accept it and release resistance will have a lot of resistance until they realize that they don't, and then they get to the other side. You got to realize that all this darkness is coming up for a reason. Okay, there's no coincidences in my opinion. And things don't happen to us, but they happen for us. And I know that's a bold statement. It's like Francis, how can you say that when there's so much chaos happening in the world? How can you say that? Because you got to realize that adversity helps us grow. There's never a time in life where growth happens without adversity. You can't grow in comfort. Look back at the entire human history. There had to be some, situation to then allow us to grow from that. That's how it works. That's the brutal truth. And it can seem negative on the surface, but believe me, it always leads to something better. It always leads to something better. That's how it works. So this collective awakening may seem like something negative, but it's all happening in divine timing to allow us to then shift closer to who we are, not just individually, but collectively. You see, right now, you can't be doing something you hate anymore. If you're not aligned with your purpose, if you're not aligned with the present moment, you're going to have a tough time on the planet right now. It's not going to be easy for those people. This is a time where there's a split happening from the light and the darkness. And that split's going to get more and more and more and more. And it's so critical that right now you connect with your purpose, that you connect with the present moment. You connect with the people that are in alignment with your highest vision, that are in alignment with what you really want to create. You have to follow your heart. I know that sounds cliche, but this is what's happening right now. And you can go for the ride or you can go into the darkness. Either way, it's going to be a ride. Nothing wrong with either side, but life is much more enjoyable on the side of the light. Now, what do I mean when I say light? I mean a deep connection to the present moment, a deep connection to who you really are, and a deep connection to being aligned with your values and what you really want to create in life. So right now what's happening, you can't be doing a career that you hate anymore. And you can, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but it's going to be a difficult time. The more that this energy starts to get, anchored down into the planet, that this light begins to come down. If you're doing something that you hate, it's going to be harder and harder and harder and harder. And the people that are conscious, it's going to be harder for them too, because they're conscious that they're doing something that they hate. You don't need to do this right now. I was going to say need, but if you want to have the most enjoyable experience and be in alignment with where the earth is headed, it's critical that you align with your purpose and what you're really meant to be doing, that you align with the present moment and your heart. That's where the energy is headed. That's where the collective energy is headed. The collective update that's coming through right now that I want you to know is that there's a huge shift happening and the light's anchoring down so strongly that it's time for you to step into your purpose. There's no time to mess around anymore, especially if you've been following my content and you're already going through the spiritual awakening process. There's no time anymore. Time doesn't exist. You have to follow your passion now, not just for yourself, but for the entire collective. Because you need to lead by example for the people that are still stuck in all the unconsciousness and the ego and the darkness. It just won't cut it anymore. All this stuff that's happening right now, it just won't cut it anymore. It's critical that you actually follow something that you really enjoy, that you actually follow something that really is meant for you. It's so critical. It's been critical your whole life, but right now more so than ever. More so than ever, you need to be aligned with your purpose. That's the collective energy that I'm feeling right now is that you either are going to go deeper into the light or deeper into the darkness. And which one do you choose is the question. Because you do have free will. It might not seem like it, but everyone has free will, even the people that are less conscious. When you have more consciousness, you can make better choices to then be aligned with your true passion. But you do have a choice at any given moment. And some people may think that they don't, but you do. You came here to experience life. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being stuck in the darkness. I'm saying that it will be more miserable and a less enjoyable experience. Is there anything wrong with that? No. There's nothing necessarily wrong with that. But what I'm saying is that you have a choice right now, especially if you're watching this video right now, this far into the video, you have a choice. Okay, you have a choice. You definitely have a choice to move deeper into the light or let the darkness consume you. Now, it's very, this is the one thing I want to share with you right now, is that it's very critical that you maintain strong balance and a strong light within this collective chaos that's happening. Very, very critical. Because it's not about what you say. You're not selling your perspective to somebody. You're not selling, why this is happening and why it shouldn't, you're not selling anything. Your goal right now, if you're watching this video, is to be the light. To be the light in the darkness. To just be that calm, nurturing presence that isn't freaking out because it's all happening for a reason. Now, once again, for a lot of people, I know this is gonna, some people watching this video will disagree. Now, I just want to say that, what's happening right now is happening, and it's happening, okay? There's no debate whether it should or shouldn't be happening. It's happening. Now, you can either accept what's happening and be that calm presence, or you can fall into panic. And the choice is yours, but I choose to be the calm, grounded presence in the midst of the chaos, in the midst of what's happening. And that's the most powerful thing. You're not telling people why they should be more present or why they should do this. You just need to lead by example. Now, of course, I'm a contradiction here. I tell people why they should be present all the time, but you don't have to do that. You don't have to be a YouTuber to have an impact on what's happening right now to the collective. What you need to do, or what I invite you to do, is to just be that calm, present energy. That's what people need right now, is a calm, present energy. That's what people need. People need a calm, present energy. You don't need to tell them what to do, why they shouldn't be panicking. You just need to be the calm presence within the panic, because your level of consciousness rubs off on people. Now, I know I said some outlandish things in this video. Can I prove any of this? Absolutely not. But do I feel it in my heart that this is what's happening? Absolutely. And it would be a disservice for me not to share what I feel in my heart. Because what I shared with my heart in the last video, 2020 World Predictions, is one of the most popular videos on my channel. And that was coming from my heart too. So you got to realize that if you feel this in your heart too, hit that like button. Okay, so you got to realize that there's a shift happening. Now, things are changing in the world. Things are happening, and you can resist it or you can accept it and move on with the flow of life. Okay, that's the flow of life. Old things collapse, new things come in. You can resist that process, or the universe will push you, and you'll have to forcefully learn that. Now, I'm being honest with you, it doesn't have to be that way. It can be a lot easier. You can be in alignment with the energy of the universe, but you have to make that choice. Don't let the universe push you into adversity. Accept and go with the flow of the collective shifts that are happening. You gotta realize that adversity is gonna come up in life one way or another, and here it is happening. People believe that adversity doesn't come up in life, and they go through the whole life believing that things are so solid. No, nothing's solid. Everything breaks down. And that doesn't have to make you less empowered. That truth makes you more empowered, because now you're in alignment with the old structures breaking down, and you move forward with what's happening. Now, a lot of these things I said are very outlandish. What does this mean on a practical level? This is what I want to conclude this video with. Well, certain systems won't work anymore. Things are going to change. People are going to start to change their careers because they realize they don't like what they do anymore. People are going to maybe let go of old friends, old patterns. People are letting go of just the old way of being. Like, you're going to start to, as these shifts go on, more and more people are just going to realize that the old way of being that they've been doing just isn't working anymore like it used to. And that can mean so many different things at a practical level, at the surface. It can mean people realize they don't like their job anymore. They're not passionate about what they do anymore. They're not passionate about the friends that they used to hang out with. And collectively, what does this mean? This means that, society as a whole is going to change. Now, what does this mean? Like, practically at a societal level, I can't say it for sure. But I do know that at the level of consciousness, people are happening. What that manifests into at the external level, I don't know. I can't predict that. That's what I didn't predict anything external that much in the 2020 World Predictions video. I just feel internally what's happening. How that manifests externally, I don't know. But the key is to be internally aligned with the energies right now. That's the key, is the internal alignment. Externally, I don't know what's gonna come. We don't know what's gonna come next. I don't know what's gonna happen. But I know that now, more than ever, is the most important time for you to be aligned internally with who you really are, the present moment, and go deeper into this shift that's actually happening on the planet right now. And the more that you do this, you're gonna live the best life possible for you, and also help others live their best life just by you being in that light and who you really are. So once again, if you like this video, hit that like button. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one to let go of your ego, reprogram your subconscious mind, and align with your life purpose and what you're really meant to be doing, especially with what's happening right now, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation to see if you're a good fit for the coaching program. Have yourself a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.